Hello, everyone, and welcome back to It All Starts With a Wish podcast. My name is Rachel.
And I'm Mark.
Sorry.
Why are you laughing?
Because you just looked over and smiled at me like that when I started.
To make you happy, honey.
Oh.
Aww.
Aww.
So you know what makes me happy, besides you, of course? Disney's Starlight Nighttime Parade in the Magic Kingdom did a soft opening the other day. Now, by the time this episode airs, it will have officially started on July 20th. So if you're listening to this on Monday when this comes out, last night.
Started today.
The
last day night of the recording, yeah.
Yeah, but when they're listening,
I got it, yes.
Time is a confusing thing, I know, but...
It already started.
And then if you're listening to it at the end of the week, well, heck, where have you been? Why do you not listen to us on Monday when it posts? Anyways.
If we post on Monday.
Ooh, that's a low blow, man. That's a low
blow to ourselves.
It is. That's why I don't know why you said it.
I don't know.
So we do
because other people say it.
Yeah, whatever. We do apologize for missing last week. We were on vacation. We went up to the White Mountains, not too far away from where we live, up in the great state of New Hampshire.
Our son kept saying every day if we had found New Hampshire.
Yes.
And if we were going to New Hampshire.
He did. He didn't realize that.
We were in New Hampshire
the whole time we were in New Hampshire.
Time. Each destination we went to was still in New Hampshire.
We did go to a amusement park in New Hampshire. Okay, I get it. It's not Disney World. I get it. But it is very cute. It's a place called Santa's Village. If you're ever visiting the White Mountains, well worth the visit.
Yeah.
Like, it is well done for what it is.
It's clean.
It's very clean. A lot of people, like, employed there. Like,
yeah,
there were tons of workers. Very clean. Very quaint, cute park in the middle of the White Mountains of New Hampshire. Highly suggest visiting if you ever get up there and you ever get a chance to visit. It's not Disney World. I get it. But it's still cute. Can I tell you a really cute story that indicates just how much we have brainwashed our son?
Sure. I already know the story, so
we're sitting in the Burgermeister cafeteria. Hello. They sold burgers. It's Santa's Village. It's Christmas
Everything
themed.
is Christmas time.
Burgermeister Burger.
I think they got it.
What's the song that he sings there? You know what I'm talking about?
There will be no toy makers to the king.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
That was beautiful. Thank you so much for that. But we're sitting at a table in the Burgermeister food court, and Rachel is gathering our food, and there was a penguin dude. Like,
the mayor.
So there's little penguins all spread throughout this park.
That's actually a funny story you should say
and
after.
The penguin mayor came out for a meet and greet. They also, all of their trash cans in the parks are penguins. So, like, there are penguins everywhere. And did you realize what the penguins are for?
I didn't. No, you had to tell me. They're trash cans.
Yeah, you lift up
I
the
had
hat
no idea
of the penguin and the trash
penguins
cans inside.
everywhere were trash cans.
And Rachel was like,
they were
why
penguins,
are there...
like
right.
citizens of Santa's Village. I don't know.
And then I walked up to one of them and threw out my thing, and Rachel was like, what did you just do to the penguin? And I'm like, the penguin's the trash can, honey. And she was like, no way. Didn't realize that that's why there's dozens of them.
To be fair, there's a bunch of little elves around, too, that are the alphabet.
But
so,
the elves have a purpose. You go up and you stamp your letter,
all of the
and then you get a cool prize. If I may, too, I think a really cool thing about this park is the stuff that you get for free, like complimentary stuff. There's a whole alphabet activity where you go around and there's letter A through Z elves, and you like poke the hole in. You punch it. That's the word. You punch a hole in each one of the letters, add it, and then you get a prize for free. In Disney, you would have paid $15 just to do the scavenger hunt.
Just to do the scavenger hunt.
Because you get a complimentary prize with the scavenger hunt after you pay $15 for the scavenger hunt, so you don't really get a free prize. Here, you actually got it like included.
Honestly, there's some points where I'm like, can you just give me... I already paid the $15. Can you just give me the prize?
Yeah.
But no, they make you work for it.
But anyways, it was cool that it was complimentary. Actually complimentary. Anyways, where was I going with this?
There was a big penguin.
The penguin mayor was out meeting and greeting, and our son kind of saw him, and he said, Daddy, I see Mickey Mouse. And I looked at him and I went, no, buddy. There's no Mickey Mouse in Santa's Village. And he kind of looked around contemplatively. And then he looked back up at me and he went, oh, no Mickey? And I went, no, buddy. No Mickey. Just Santa Claus. Santa Claus is here because it's Santa's Village. But no Mickey Mouse. And he kind of took a moment, thought, and then looked back at me and he said, I asked Santa to see Mickey.
Yeah.
And that's how you know you have brainwashed your
so
child.
Young. So young.
That he's like, I don't want to be in Santa's Village.
I mean,
I want to ask Santa to go see Mickey Mouse.
To be fair, Santa isn't exactly a favorite character that you watch on TV. Like, all of his favorite stuff is Disney stuff. So, obviously, he's going to want to see his favorite characters over some person.
I don't know.
That he doesn't really understand yet.
I feel like that's very much how... shows to the extent that we've brainwashed our son. Also was talking to one of my interns at work the other day and told the intern the story, and they were like, well, maybe you should take him to Disney. And I said, he's already been twice and he's not even 3 yet. And she went, oh, I've only ever been once in my whole life. And I was like, yeah, he's a little spoiled. Spoiled.
A little bit.
Not because of his own choice, but because of the choices that his parents have made for him. But anyways,
That's
are
true.
brainwashing the next generation.
It's not like he's
kids.
asking. We took him along.
While we were on our vacation.
That was so loud.
Well, I'm segueing into the next segment.
I can see that.
So,
I can hear that.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
While we were on vacation, not in Santa's Village. Santa's Village was very accommodating on this. But we went to a restaurant, and many of you may know, because we've talked about this before on the podcast, our son has severe allergies. He has a severe anaphylactic reaction to peanuts, eggs, and now also sunflower. Yay, us.
I do have to say that obviously if you have allergies or you know somebody with allergies, the more times you have a reaction, the worse it gets. So he has thankfully not gone into anaphylaxis yet. It has always been really bad hives on his face and mouth and potential voice changes with, it could happen. It could very well happen this next time, or it could happen. But thankfully he does show signs beforehand, before the anaphylaxis, so we can act promptly. But nevertheless, it is still severe, which means it's very, very important. It's not like, I'm not saying lactose intolerance isn't a thing. It is a thing. But if you're just going to get a bellyache, that's better than your throat closing.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's very, very important.
Yeah, and this isn't like I think I have a problem with this, I'm not going to eat this thing. No, this is like legit diagnosed. Like, this is a real thing. Very serious. Something that we lose sleep over a lot. And can make it very difficult to eat out. Like, the last time we had eaten out with him prior to going on this trip was when we were in Disney. Like, we really do not take him out to eat much. Because, just for example, we went out to eat at a local restaurant last night, and they had literally nothing for him to eat. Luckily, we had brought food with us.
We always usually do.
But there was nothing on the kids' menu that he could eat because of the stuff that they used in the fry-later and other stuff. So, there was nothing safe for him to eat. So, there are certain restaurants, shout out to Chili's, the bastion of the working class, okay? That place, so affordable. You get the 2 for $20 meal. Like, where are you getting that anywhere else?
What kind of episode is this?
Anyways.
Between New Hampshire trip and now just sponsoring Chili's. What is happening here? Is this a Disney podcast?
I'm just telling you that Chili's is great. Chili's uses Kraft mac and cheese in their kids' meals, which we love because...
Which is so funny because most... Like restaurants, if we say like they're like, oh, like the mac and cheese is Kraft. Like they try to keep it
whispering
because they try to keep it like hush hush, like it's not homemade. We're like, great, that's even better. We love that it's Kraft. Yeah. That is perfect because we know exactly what's in it, and if it's out of the box, even better.
Yep.
Just
Just do what it says on the box.
Just do what it says on the box. Just make it. We know that it is A-okay. So I just think it's funny that they try to be like, it's crap.
So anyways, we do not go out to eat much with him because of it. Because it is stressful and you worry that if you're not preparing the food, like, you never know, right?
You never know. It's human error. Not like anybody's out to get him, but, you know,
we went to one
people.
particular restaurant on, like, last night we went to the restaurant and they were very apologetic.
Yeah.
Like, the chef didn't come out or anything, but the waitress was like, I'm so sorry, like, but they're worried that there's nothing.
Well, they checked everything. Like, she talked to the kitchen. They were like, yeah, I still wouldn't because of cross-contamination.
But while we were on our trip, we went to a restaurant and they kind of, like, shrugged it off. Like, it did not get the sense that they took it very seriously, and they pretty much told us that,
or that they even knew,
you know, like
what was in things.
No,
like, yeah, we don't really do that.
Yeah,
it's
we
like, you
don't
don't
do
do what,
and, like, don't worry about it, and like it was just very nonchalant the way that they handled it. And I'm not telling you, like, it's free country, man, right? If you own a business, whatever,
and you don't want to accommodate, that's fine.
Like, you don't have to accommodate.
I guess it was the way it was presented.
But it was not at all. It was just kind of like, well, you're not important, so it doesn't matter. When it does matter because our son could die because of this. So, like, the way that it was handled was not at all appropriate. And I don't know that I would ever eat at that restaurant ever again now. Because it was good food, but they kind of ticked me off the way that they handled it. And maybe it's not the owner of the restaurant, maybe it was just the waitress, maybe we just got a bad waitress,
personality
whatever.
Thing, yeah.
But it was not handled appropriately, I don't feel.
This is the segue into Disney because I think this is just something that I don't stress about as much in Disney because of how they handle food allergies.
Yes.
It is like above and beyond. Sometimes it's a little like ridiculous, and I'm like, no, really, it's okay. The chef doesn't need to come out. Like they. Now that we've obviously dealt with the opposite end, we're kind of like, oh darn, I wish I had that same.
Yeah.
That same care and that same like, no, I'm taking care of you.
Right.
Like, I don't want anything to happen under my watch.
And they've always been very good with this. Recently, there was also a horrific case where an older woman who didn't have her EpiPen or anything like that, and there may have been other circumstances where she was not in her right mind, ate something, and unfortunately, it was too late by the time and she passed away as a result of it. Freak accident in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And horrific.
I don't think there's any blame to be put anywhere. Like, you know, like,
I think the blame should fall on her friends. If the stories that they tell are true, like, her friends really are
and someone
to blame.
should know that there's a severe allergy. And this goes back to the education when your kids are growing up with an allergy, to make sure that, you know, everybody kind of knows in your circle, and that, you know, even, I mean, it happened with one of our nieces that it was she asked, are there tree nuts in this? They said no. She's like, okay, are you
Not
sure?
in Disney.
Not in Disney. But even if they're older, even if you're an adult, like this woman was a full adult, probably maybe drinking some adult beverages.
Well, I don't want to speculate on what we've heard. I don't know if it's true or not.
But you
so
can be an adult and accidents still
happen.
happen.
And say that, but
like, even as an adult, accidents still happen. So it really doesn't matter the age. You just try to bring awareness to it and for yourself too.
Correct.
But it's scary.
It is. And Disney has always made me feel very safe and comfortable with the experience. So today we want to talk a little bit about if you have a food allergy or you have a child with a food allergy, like things to be aware of, how they're going to handle it, and kind of just give you a rundown on the process. So typically, if you're eating in Walt Disney World, you're going to eat at one of two, maybe three, say three types of food service location. A sit-down meal, what they call in Disney World, a table service meal. This is a meal where you're getting probably a reservation ahead of time. You're going to go up to a hostess stand, more of a traditional restaurant experience. The second kind is a quick service meal. This is your equivalent of a fast food restaurant in Walt Disney World. So you're probably going up to either a cash register or you're using a mobile app to order, and you're going to pick up the food at the counter. And then finally, you have your carts and other stands that'll be throughout the park.
Not technically quick service per se. but they'll have, only a few options to a walk-up counter service.
Yeah. At each one, they'll handle it slightly differently. The really nice thing with the My Disney Experience app is if you're going to do a mobile order, it literally has everything spelt out for you. So when you go to make a mobile order on the My Disney Experience app, there is literally an option that is going to, when you click on the menu, you're going to go through and you're going to select what you want. Usually if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you're going to hit the allergy menus. The important thing to note for the allergy menu is that whatever is listed there is okay for a person with that allergy to eat. So if you go down and you get into the egg-friendly
it's the
section,
opposite of what you think.
The egg allergy section, anything listed under that is something that is good for a person with an egg allergy to eat. It does not have egg in it.
And all the things are in green too, which is helpful too, like the allergy thing. So it kind of gives you another green light, literally, because usually there's a red. Like,
the one problem is that it will not list together. So if you have multiple allergies, as our son does, you literally have to go through the peanut section,
find one,
see what's good, and then
one.
check it under the egg, and then check it under the sunflower section. And as long as it's in all three of those, you're okay to eat it.
This is really only a problem in the mobile app.
Yeah.
Because when you have the actual menu in front of you, either on an iPad that they give you or a printout of the menu, it's much easier. They have it in columns.
Yeah.
And then they check it off if it's good. So it's
But
very
usually
easy.
in a counter service, you're probably going to be mobile order.
Yeah, probably.
So it's good to know how that works in that framework. Scroll all the way down. You'll find those allergy-friendly menus. And again, whatever is listed under that particular allergy is okay for you to eat. Usually, when you then show up at the counter, this oftentimes will happen. Before they give you your order, they will verify with you the allergy that you put it in. So you don't necessarily just want to, if you want to make sure that there's no issues with cross-contamination, the Mickey waffle may be listed on the regular menu. Okay? And you may scroll down and you may see that the Mickey waffle is okay for a peanut and okay for an egg allergy. Great. Surprising, I know, right? No eggs in the Mickey waffles.
It's not all.
Most.
Gotta be careful where you go.
Most.
But most of them are fine.
But when you look at that, don't scroll back up to the top and click the regular waffle. Make sure that you click the one that is under the allergy. Because if you just go back up and click the regular waffle,
it's not going to flag it as an
probably is still going to be okay.
Right, because you check the allergies.
But it's not flagging it in their system that is an allergy that your person has.
To not use the same grill as an egg or anything like that.
And they're very good with that just in a general sense, but it's just that extra layer of security that, hey, I know that when this goes into their system, they're going to see, okay, I need a egg-friendly allergy waffle, and that especially if it's a breakfast meal, they're not getting it anywhere near the eggs. Not that they normally would, but it's going to flag it for them.
And it doesn't flag multiple allergies, too. So you pick one of them. If it says it's good under peanut, we go, okay, that's good. We order the egg-free one because that's kind of more in a waffle or in breakfast. That's more prominent than the peanuts. So we'll put that one first. And then when you order it, we're like, hey, he also has peanut and sunflower.
When you pick it up.
And they'll say, okay. And they'll go back and, they'll make it fresh if you want them to. Like, if you're like, can you just make it again? Just make sure. But they'll be fine with it. But again, thorough.
And they usually will always stick a
little flag.
A little flag into it with the allergy literally listed on it. It's almost, they try to make it as foolproof as possible. The packaging is going to have labels on it that say allergy. The food itself is going to have a flag in it that says allergy, so they're trying to make it as clear as possible. So that way there isn't any cross-contamination.
And there are so many allergies, if you know this. Yeah. It's usually, people usually have one or two, maybe three, but there are so many different kinds. So honestly, even going through the allergy menu, I was expecting, the big ones. The tree nuts, peanuts, egg, milk, and wheat, like gluten. Like that, those would be the ones. But no, they have seafood. They have the sunflower. They have... Like I was just like, well, who's allergic to this? but people are. So they have like literally tried to get every single allergy listed on there. It's overwhelming at first, but I think you just have to get used to ordering it. But yeah, we've never had a problem with it, and everyone we've had has been thorough and double checked with us on what we needed. The mobile order is a little different of an experience because it's more just you and your phone checking things off until you get to the counter. When you go to a table service, I wasn't expecting as many questions as I got from the servers.
Yeah, before we get to that, though, I do want to just tell everybody the typical ones that they have listed out as allergies. Gluten and wheat allergy friendly, egg allergy friendly, fish, shellfish allergy friendly, milk allergy friendly, peanut/tree nut allergy friendly, sesame allergy friendly, soy allergy friendly. So again, when you click on those, it is going to pop up another list that is going to have everything that is allergy friendly to that particular allergy on the menu. So those are the major groups. If you have another allergy that I did not list, you're going to want to just tell them when you arrive that you have that allergy.
Yeah. Obviously, you can be allergic to a fruit or, whatever. Right. So, obviously, not
they hit on the major ones.
The big major ones. I just always forget sesame and soy. I don't know why I forget those, but it's a big one. Those are two big ones. So, but yeah, table service.
Table service. When you make a reservation for a table service meal, one of the page options will ask you if there's any dietary restrictions in your party. You can always just fill it out there. They're always going to ask you about it multiple times when you actually get to the restaurant. But as a first layer of defense, if you want to put it in there.
You can put it there. If you don't, you can still tell them.
You also don't have to if you want to skip that part for when you're making your reservation 60 days out. Not a big deal. Just make sure that you're telling your hostess at the stand when you're checking in that is the case. You also have an opportunity to tell them about dietary restrictions. Usually, if you're not checking in at the hostess stand, sometimes you can mobily check in on the app. One of the pages on the mobile app check-in asks about allergies.
This just flags the waiter or waitress that, to ask about it. Obviously, if you don't do that or you forget, no worries. When they get there, just tell them yourself.
Yep.
But
on the menus themselves, if you're looking at like menus in advance, if you're looking on the app or whatever to try to figure out maybe what you want to eat or whatever, you can always see what the allergy-friendly options are before you even show up at the restaurant. But once you show up at the restaurant and you talk with your hostess, make sure you indicate to them, I have a person with X, Y, and Z allergy. They will seat you, and then when your waiter or waitress comes up, they are going to ask you questions. They're going to have...
They have a little piece of paper, a little allergy form, and you're going to feel like you're saying the same things multiple times if you have multiple sit-down things. But it's very thorough as far as they're checking things off and making sure that they know exactly what to and to not put near your stuff. So basically it's just who it is in the party, so they know at the table who they're serving it to, what the allergies are, and then they can go in back and check. Even if it says egg allergy, if you still want to talk to somebody, they usually don't even offer. I personally haven't even asked for a chef unless I really wanted confirmation about a specific item, and I wouldn't say 9 times out of 10, but maybe like 7 out of 10 times the chef came out anyway.
The chef or a manager.
Or a manager.
A lot of times the manager will come instead of the chef, but
we've had the chef.
Usually the manager will ask too, do you want to speak to the chef?
Yeah.
But they are very thorough. They'll usually have options on the menu that either there will be a special menu that they will show you with the options, or they will tell you specifically what on the menu you can have. But at that point, they will always ask if you want to see the chef.
Yeah.
And you can say yes, you can say no. Sometimes, it depends on the restaurant, sometimes the chef just wants to talk to you anyway, so they'll just come out. But they are very thorough. At that point, you probably already have talked to at least 3 people who work in the restaurant, if not 4 people,
3 or 4 people
who
about
work
this
in the
allergy.
restaurant who know about the allergy. The hostess, your waiter or waitress, a manager, and the chef.
Compared to local restaurants, wherever you are, I can already tell you, I don't even have to tell you, that is way more. Unless you specifically at an actual restaurant ask to speak for, you have to advocate for yourself in local businesses.
Sometimes.
I feel. Sometimes. Not all the time, but I feel like
Let's
most of the time. Sometimes they're great. Other times you kind of just have to be like, no, I really want you to check on this. Really make sure that this is done right. I mean, at this point, you're like, can the chef just make his plate? Like, are you just making it for him to make sure nothing else goes wrong? Like, that's great. This is wonderful. It does get a little overwhelming sometimes, though, every time you go to a sit-down place, because you sound like a broken record, and then sometimes you're repeating yourself. You're literally repeating yourself to sometimes the same person, because they just want to make sure, especially because our son has multiple allergies. It's not just one. So they want to make sure they hit every one. I'm thinking of that place in the Contemporary. Our waiter was great.
He was great. Steakhouse 71,
but I was
folks,
like,
if you're wondering
please,
what place in the Contemporary.
I'm sorry. I wasn't really thinking. But I was like, dude, if I have to tell you one more time. But I'm glad he did. You know what I mean? Because, like, so I know myself. If I was a waiter, a waitress, I would not remember. I'd have to ask you a bajillion times, which I'll tell you as many times as long as he's okay. But you're going to tell multiple people, and they will continue to check. And like Mark said earlier, most of their stuff comes out completely separate from the main courses that everybody else gets. A separate plate with that green allergy thing in it. I've even had people come out with gloves on with the plate to make sure nothing was touched. Like, it's like, wow.
In other scenarios too, sit down sometimes can be table serve, can be a family style, or a buffet. Similar things happen. They'll tell you at the buffet what they can and cannot have. If you want anything made special, though, sometimes in buffets you never know, right? Especially a breakfast buffet.
People make spoons.
Some jamoke may have tipped their plate too much, and an egg may have fallen in there, or
you literally
something
never
could
know.
have happened. So if there's anything that you want,
someone took the egg
made,
spoon and took the sausage out because they were couldn't find the other spoon. You're like, don't mix things.
They will be accommodating of that. And for example, we ate at Woody's Roundup Barbecue, and that one, the flags, it came out with flags. So every single one of the thing that he could eat had a flag in it, which was cool because the things that he couldn't eat didn't have flags in it. So it's very easy to tell, okay, these are the safe dishes for him to have. This is the one that's not safe for him to have.
Yeah, especially with the family style when it's brought to you, so you can know. Any of the character buffet breakfasts that we go to, I mean, breakfast is a hard one for us. Dinner is a lot easier for his allergies. Obviously, egg puts a big monkey wrench into breakfast about any of the stuff that he can have. But they'll even make, if they don't have any out, they'll make him like the Mickey waffle or pancake that's egg free. So they'll always kind of like accommodate in some way, which is amazing that they'll even, go above and beyond for that. As we started with our first story, we always bring food. Always bring food and snacks that he can have just in case he can't have anything because or doesn't want what he can have, and he doesn't want that. So obviously that would be more of a personal thing for families to think about, bringing other snacks and foods just in case. For our go-to is just plain noodles. I feel like the only restaurant that we were going to have problems with, but didn't because he fell asleep anyway, was Yak and Yeti.
But I think they're mac and cheese. No, because we got the mac and cheese for him, and the mac and cheese was Kraft mac and cheese.
Oh, it was fine.
Yeah.
Okay. The only reason I say that is because of the type of food that it is. It's all Asian inspired. So there's Thai, there's some peanut things, and the egg noodles are usually used in like the lo mein and stuff like that. So the mac and cheese was fine, but as they get older, I'm saying if he's off of mac and cheese eventually, which I hope that he is, because the boy is going to turn into a Kraft mac and cheese box. Just poof, just going to turn into one. Eventually, certain food types obviously are more challenging than others. Like,
sure,
categories.
But there's definitely stuff there. That
yeah. You have a burger. That's great.
So yeah, sit-down meals I never worry about at Walt Disney World. Every other restaurant we go to, I worry. When we're in Disney, I still am concerned about it, and we make sure we tell them everything that they need to know, but I don't worry as much because I feel like they are paying attention to the details. Which, again, when we talk about why do we like Disney so much, a huge part of it is the service level. And
I was going to say, the amount that you can tell kind of performance based on, like, obviously some people have a bad day and you kind of slap a smile on your face and you're like, today, yeah, it's fine. But, like, really, the majority of the cast members, and especially in the food service, they really do care. And you can tell that they really do care.
They at least act like they care.
At least act like they do, but it feels genuine to me. So they're very good actors and actresses if they don't actually care. They should go out for an Emmy. Because it does feel genuine. Which is why I think the worries are eased.
But Disney wants you to feel safe and comfortable, and they want you not to have to worry or think when you're on vacation. And I think it shines through with Allergies. They try to do everything in their power to make sure that you're safe, first and foremost. The person with the allergy is safe, and that you don't have to worry about it. That you feel safe and comfortable in the scenario. Which is refreshing, because a lot of other places that we go to, it is far from that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
not Disney.
The last type of place is your walk-up snack service, quick grab-and-go stuff in the parks. In these scenarios, it's oftentimes very easy. Once you know from one, a lot of the stuff is used across the board. So once you know that a Mickey Premium bar is okay for you to eat.
And it's a packaged thing, so it's not touching anything
It's all
else.
packaged. It's all the same. It's all okay to eat. Or you know that the Mickey ice cream bar is good, then, across the board, anywhere you get those, they're all packaged the same.
The big thing that stands out to me
safe.
is going to be the festivals at Epcot.
Sure.
Well, I'm like, for like little food stand things, like that's like the thing that stands out. Obviously, there's other places with those, but remember the ice cream story?
Yes, but obviously you're going to want to ask and tell them regardless that there is this allergy, especially if you're unsure. And the person working there will sometimes verify.
Guys, they have a special phone number.
Okay, this has to do with the festivals.
Yes.
But
this woman called the special phone number.
Then let's go back. At the festivals, where there's a lot of booths with a lot of different types of foods, how they usually handle this is you can look up on the app, usually in advance, what the food options are, and you can, just like any other quick service or table service restaurant, see what the allergy-friendly options are.
Why are you rolling your eyes at me?
But when you show up, because I wasn't here yet, but you just couldn't help yourself, so we're going there.
We're going.
When you show up, you're going to tell them, and then, Rachel, what happens?
They call this phone number, and there's someone in an office somewhere who just has access to all the allergies and all the information, and they can do multiple allergies, which was great, but she called. I had to have her call twice. It was my mistake.
Tell them your mistake.
I didn't do both of his allergies at the same time.
No, that's not what happened.
What happened?
He
wanted the ice cream. No, he didn't. He wanted the cone.
You just got the soft serve ice cream.
I didn't think he'd want the cone.
He really wanted the cone.
Yeah.
So you just got the soft serve ice cream, and I'm like, where's the cone? The kid wanted the cone. And you were like, I just thought he wanted ice cream. I'm like, no, the whole purpose of getting ice cream was because he wanted the cone. And then you have to go back and ask.
I had to go back and ask about the cone, which ended up being fine. But they have a number that they called, and basically on the spot, talking to this person, they get a yes or a no for, like, even individual food items. So, like, I just said a plain cone was fine. Didn't have to be sugar. Just give me a plain cone. And they checked, even though most likely if it's a plain cone, it's fine. You just want to make sure. There were Sundays they could have touched peanuts. They know that this is an allergy. The woman changed her gloves. She picked up a plain cone and handed it to me. And I was like, great. This is great. And then he was happy.
He was happy.
And he got his cone.
He did.
Without any ice cream in it.
Well, we put a little bit of ice cream on.
Oh, yeah, we put a little bit. That's enough, though.
That's what he likes. Yeah, he likes a little bit of ice cream on his cone.
On, like, the edge.
He's really there for the cone.
Yeah. And did the same thing at Beaches and Cream. He actually got 2 cones.
Well, because at Beaches and Cream, they didn't have any ice cream
that he could have, yeah. So we got 2 cones, and he was very excited about that. Like the fact that she handed him 2 when he was double fisting. He had like the biggest smile on his face.
Yes.
Like, wow. I hit
like,
the
this
jackpot.
is kind of sad. This kid can't have the ice cream and the cone, but he's just happy that he has
He's just
the
happy
cone.
he has a cone. Not just 1, he gets 2. But yeah, our hearts break as parents because there are things that he's not going to be able to enjoy. But at least being this young, he doesn't know that yet. It's not like you've been eating something your whole life and then it's taken away from you and you can never have it again. So all he really knows is that ice cream cones are great. Maybe a little bit of vanilla ice cream, but that's it.
And know, too, right, when you park your park bag, if you know you have something like an allergy that's severe, make sure that you're packing your EpiPen. Did you see that they now have a nasal spray?
Yes.
Supposedly it's supposed to be just as effective. But much easier. You don't have to stab yourself with the EpiPen.
I mean, it would definitely be easier as an adult. I mean, if someone else is going to be stabbing him because he's so little, but I don't really know if nasal spray and wrestling with his face and shoving it up his nose. I would, obviously, but it'll be less painful
Just thought
for
it would
sure.
be less traumatizing for him.
Yeah, probably.
Regardless of that.
Make sure you have it. EpiPen, nasal,
Bring it with you.
Benadryl.
Make sure it's in your park bag. Make sure you have your Zyrtec or your Benadryl or whatever else you need to, in case it's a more minor allergy reaction and you need to react to it. So make sure, even though you're on vacation, folks, does not mean we put our brains away and we stop thinking, although Disney tries to make it as easy for you as possible.
I mean, they will have kids Zyrtec, they will have children's
don't...
Benadryl, they have things at the hotels, but not everywhere you go. Are you
Well, and you may not have an EpiPen everywhere you go. And you may need an EpiPen urgently and not be able to wait until medical services arrive. So make sure you have that on you.
You know, I always wondered if they had, like, because, like, allergies are so much more prominent now, I feel like, that instead of, like, breaking the thing for, like, the AED device and, like, that kind of thing, like, they should just have little EpiPens. They should have, like, a children's and an adult.
I guess so.
I mean, it would cost money, I'm sure. But even the nasal sprays. Especially, like, in restaurants. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, there's other devices that they have medically available. That seems kind of important. Especially because you don't really know. I mean, I was in high school and I got a brand new food allergy. I never had problems with food before, ever. And all of a sudden I had a food allergy and I had no idea. And that can happen. You can just all of a sudden go into anaphylaxis because, I don't know, your body just decided we're allergic to that now. I don't know.
Okay.
Thoughts for, you know,
on that
the world.
Heartwarming thought.
Thoughts for the world. Maybe we should get EpiPens everywhere.
Sure. Rachel for president. EpiPens everywhere.
I'll put EpiPens at every restaurant.
I love it.
There
That's
you go.
a campaign promise I can get behind.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a great one.
That's a good one.
It's a great one. It's going to be great. The best, really.
But really, you don't have to worry as much in Disney. What's the word? I don't know the word I'm looking for.
I don't know the word that you're looking
be
for
like
either.
Consistent still. You still have to be consistent in your...
Be aware,
perhaps. Be aware,
Be conscious.
Yeah.
Conscious.
Yeah,
Conscious.
maybe that's the word I'm looking for.
But overall, I think that you will feel both safe and encouraged when going to Disney with allergies, and they try to make it as foolproof as possible, which I think makes everybody feel a lot better about it than most other places.
A lot of reassurance.
So if you have an allergy or you have a kid with an allergy, feel heartened that you'll be safe and comfortable in Walt Disney World. On the topic of allergies, why did the pollen sneeze?
Oh, I don't know.
Because it had allergies too. Folks, as always, follow us on our social media accounts. Send us an email if you have any thoughts, questions, or comments, especially if you're someone who's worried about bringing a kid with allergies, or you yourself have allergies and you have concerns about it. Send us an email. We're happy to chat with you about it and let you know our experiences and kind of give you some pointers. So you can always send us an email at startswithawish.podcast@gmail.com. And remember, folks, It all starts with a wish. We'll see you real soon.
Bye.